don't have to do it. It's good to see that other band members actually appreciate the person that's, doing all that shit. So it's a good thing.
Oh, yeah, and there's a lot of bands out there that don't care. I mean, like, they don't care who they're playing with or what, you know what I mean? But I mean, if it all comes down to communication and being there for each other for the most part. And if you're not there for each other, then your band's going to fall apart and you're never going to make anything out of it.
Right. I hear you. I definitely understand that. Now, who are some of your favorite local bands to play with?
The Heroin.
Oh, the Heroin for sure, man. The Heroin, they're hugely based out of here, San Antonio. They have a huge following. We got Stella Lost, Jason Kane and the Jive. Those guys are amazing. 20-year-old kids. I mean, just tearing it up out there. They bring in a good crowd. Every time we play a show with them, it's been off the chain.
I'd never heard the Heroin, but not until the last time we played a show with them. Incredible band.
And it's not like the drug. It's not spelled that
not
way.
the drug.
Not the drug.
That's funny. But
Black Garden.
Yeah, Black Rose Garden for sure. Yeah, there's.
All sides equal. It really impressed me.
Yeah, there's tons of bands that I mean, we play shows with. We played multiple shows with several of these bands, and we keep bringing them back because they keep rocking the house. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I hear that now. What about cold cock bands? Do you guys play out a lot of shows with other cold cock bands, or?
We haven't actually played a show with any of the cold cock bands yet, but we're looking forward to that in the future. We need to get our album out first, and I think that'll really impress our sponsors to where they would be able to throw us on a huge bill like that.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. Well, they do a good job at, promoting all the band shows and stuff. I mean, that's how I met a lot of the bands that actually come on the show now. So it seems like every week it's a different cold cock band, and I try to help other bands, get sponsorships with different people I deal with too. So, but yeah, no, I understand what you're saying about putting the album out, because that's going to be the best type of promotion to get out there and have these other bands hear your stuff, and you have a product that you can actually go out and sell while you're doing shows with these other bands, and get it'll help spread the word and get you more shows with bands that aren't affiliated with them. So
yeah, definitely.
How far deep are you guys into the recording process now?
We have everything laid out and recorded. We're just in the editing process right now. We just need to clean up some things and get it the way that we actually want it before we put it out. We don't want to rush to put anything out that's, rushing is going to, I guess, deteriorate the process of our music that we make. You know what I mean? We don't want that to affect our product that we're putting out.
Right.
Yeah, it's so much different going into a studio when you're used to playing live and loud and adrenaline, and then you go to the studio and you gotta sit there with some headphones on, and you're like, I can't be myself, It's like I gotta be like professional, but I mean, you gotta have to balance that.
Right. Yeah, you gotta somehow change your bring that mindset and try to figure it out in the studio. I know that shit's a grueling process, because you're hearing totally different stuff that you were hearing when you were rehearsing it, that you were like, man, that's what I, especially being, a singer and whatnot, you're hearing stuff, you're like, really? That's what that sounds like when you listen back to it. So it's definitely not an easy process, especially, when you're not, used to being in the studio. So it definitely is grueling.
Yeah, when you do so many, live shows and then you get taken back, like,
yeah, and I think that's exactly how we felt when we heard the recordings that we have done, and that's how we felt. Like, really, is this what we sound like? You know what I mean? And not in a bad way, but in a good way. Like, I mean, okay, we need stuff. We need to focus on this area. We need to focus on it. It gave us, I guess, a starting point to where we could, change things that we want to change before we actually finalize it.
Right, without a doubt. Yeah, you wanna. These days, you have to put out the best product you can, because it comes up on the show a lot. There's, like you said, with social media, okay, there's a lot of bullshit that you guys are going to have to cut through to get, more fans and, more listeners, because everybody's a rock star now. So, you have to figure out, you have to put out the best product. Why put out an inferior product when you can do a lot better, even if it means delaying it 2-3 months? You have to do that at this point, because just to get through, like I said, just to break through, you got to have a decent product. Anybody can just, go in and record a song and try to put it out there. But if it's got good quality, it's well written and all that, that's going to ultimately set you guys apart.
Yep. And
that's what we're trying to do with our music, trying to get out there and be something different. We don't want to sound like anybody else, and I think that's my opinion on doing covers. Like, I don't want to sound like any other band out there. I do take note from certain bands and certain sounds that I would like to incorporate into my music or our music. But the thing is, like, I mean, I don't want to go out there and be like, oh yeah, I heard a band like this. I want to go out there and be like, oh, I never heard this type. I never heard this. Style of music. Impress people.
Right. Yeah. That's basically what you have to do. I mean, it's a good thing to incorporate some of your influence. I mean, you're going to hear that, but just from, doing the show, a lot of these guys that I actually talked to, I had one of the guys from Marilyn Manson on a few months ago, and I was so surprised that this guy puts out such stellar metal music that he doesn't even listen to metal music. He listens to more of an alternative, like Radiohead and stuff like that. And I was like, really? I go, it's almost mind blowing that the guy writes these killer metal songs and it's not even something he listens to, but that's what makes it sound different than everybody else.
Sure,
exactly.
I listen to country.
Yeah, see, and I listen to everything except for Tejano and country. So I mean, EDM, metal, classic metal, Iron Maiden. Like, I mean, I'm just all over the place. But
I'm actually the opposite. I listen to a lot of metal, except I perform a lot of different styles of music.
Right. I mean, no, that's a good thing, because you have to have diversity within the band. If everybody, one of my bands was always compared to a mix of Stone Temple Pilots and Guns N' Roses, and it didn't sound anything like it. I think it was more of the attitude we had when we played live, but it always drove me nuts because we were so different than that. I mean, you could hear it. It's obvious that, those were influences in my life, but, it sounded nothing like it. It used to kind of drive me nuts in a way, but it's also an honor to hear that because they're great musicians. So, I mean, you got to take it for what it is. But at that time, it was very original to me. But now I listen back to it and I'm like, what the fuck?
Hey, Jay, right now our guitarist just walked in.
Our second guitarist just came in, man. He just made it.
Cool. What's going on?
This is Aim Jake Cheddar Cheese. What's up? Sorry, I came a little late.
That's all right, man. Welcome to the show. So we just been bullshitting about music and the recording process and stuff like that. So just the norm, you know what I'm saying? But do you guys have? You mentioned the label before. Is that
ATP Records?
Is that your record label? Is that someone you're working with, or?
Yeah,
we have a contract with them. It's kind of almost up here pretty soon in April.
April. Our contract's up with them. Arm the Pit Records, which is they're doing an awesome job of promoting our sites and stuff. And our music, our shows, everything that's coming out. So.
Gotcha. Now, when you guys book shows, do you try to book specifically with, there's a lot of pay to play. Do you find that something in your area? Because it's been coming up on the show a lot, and it seems like it's been spreading out.
Oh, it's definitely spreading out. I mean, we've had some shows that where we have tickets to sell, and we have to sell those tickets in order to get our spot on the show. You know what I mean? Like, I guess set time or whatever. Whoever sells the most tickets gets the higher set or whatnot.
Not the biggest.
Yeah. We're not fans of it, but
whatever.
We're trying, just like I said, we're trying to get our name out there, try to get our music out there.
Not trying to make money.
Right. Yeah. No. It's not easy. I mean, the days of making a lot of money in the music business have pretty much, come to a halt unless you're selling. it's not easy. I mean, when MP3s first started, coming into the market, it was good because bands were actually getting paid a lot of money. Now that it's a flooded industry, I mean, I was getting like 80-something cents per song that was sold. Now I'm lucky if I'm selling 17,000 songs, I'm getting a check for $4. So it's
That's
pretty
cap
bad,
for that
man.
one.
it's pennies on the dollar. So it's definitely changed a lot since I did it. I mean, there was money to be made. I mean, you could go into a club and you wouldn't even have to promote it. It would you automatically stepped into a club and knew that there was going to be 200 people there, no matter who was playing. If you sucked, no one paid attention to you. So you had a whole nother battle once you were there. Now you had to get the people's attention. But I don't know. It's definitely it definitely changed a lot, and it definitely, for someone like me, I kind of moved into the radio aspect of it because of that, because it's so hard to keep up with everything. And I mean, I still like to play music, but it's not something that at this age I'm ever going to make a career at this point. So I already faced those facts. But how old are you guys, roughly?
I'm 31 years old.
32.
32. We're all in our 30s.
I'm Max, the drummer. I'm 35. I'll be 36.
He's the old one. He's the old grandpa of the group now.
Yeah, but I rock harder than all these fuckers here, so.
I don't know about that.
That's funny shit. But
I think I'm the youngest.
By 2 days or 2 weeks.
A fiscal week.
Yeah.
I mean, age isn't really a huge thing. I mean, the guy I wrote a lot of my music with, he wrote the songs, and I was there to help produce them and make melodies and stuff. But he was a lot older than me. I don't know where he is now, but I was in my 20s. He was in his mid 40s, so it wasn't something that was a problem as far as we were on the same page. I mean, he liked current music, so it made it a lot easier.
Yeah, I definitely think age. There's no issue with age when it comes to music. I mean, you're either like the same type of music as somebody, or you don't.
Right.
Or you're in, you click with them or not. No matter how old they could be, 40 years older than you, 20 years old. It doesn't matter. I mean, music is a mysterious thing.
Right.
It brings so many different types of people together, and I mean, it creates brothers. I mean, like us here, we consider ourselves a brotherhood.
Right.
We're all so close because of this band, and I like to keep that feeling, I guess. And I think that's what a lot of bands are missing nowadays, is the connection of brotherhood and being together as one.
Right. I mean, that's a lot of the problem I had with my last band was I was about 10, 11 years older than those guys, but they were the ones really with the issue with it. I didn't have an issue with
That's
it. So
horrible. The rocker.
And I mean, I taught these guys a lot of shit too. So I mean, I've been through record deals and losing them and getting dropped from labels and getting kicked off tours for being an asshole, and I tried to direct them in the right way, and just egos eventually got in the way. We were all good, we clicked. I mean, we could write music like it was nothing. I mean, we could turn out really good songs. We were getting very popular, but the egos just pretty much got in the way. I mean,
well, that's gonna any band, I think.
Yeah, and then until you get to that point, you got to check that, and you got to take a step back and hey guys, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? And check your ego at the door. I mean, we all got things going on. We all got other issues, but we love doing all this together, and it's good. Everybody's good when you have a good set or a good practice, and we look at each other and fucking high five each other. That's what matters,
Right. Nope. That's what it's all about. And then it's like, when you do a show and everybody's like, you guys are the best band and this and that.
Yes.
And it just starts. We were rewriting a song that I wrote, and it was one of those things where we were finally done and we finally agreed that's it. And the guy just was a little bit of a smart ass and started disrespecting me, and I just lost it, and that was it. That was pretty much the end of the band, but it kind of pained me because we did so well, and a couple of days later got offered a record deal, and I was like, I can't do it. I just can't do it with these guys. It's not something that I You know, looking back on it now, it was